Welcome SAO survivors! This week we have yet another light-ish news week, mostly focused on the smartphone games, but perhaps I may interest you in Aincrad's Floor 87, or yet another delay for Progressive Volume 8, the English release by Yampress, which is getting more surprising with each back-to-back delay like this by 1 week. But we'll talk about it all. As usual, it's me Gamerturk, this time holding my mic like this, because apparently when I put it over here it creates a bit of an echo and I don't like the noise. And this is This Week in SAO for all your weekly SAO news. But first, our sponsor, more like right here. This week's twist is brought to you by the Lens Squad merch, among others on my Teespring page. Lens Squad started off as a community joke back during Fatal Bullet days and brought us a lot of joy since then. And if you're interested in supporting the channel while being part of the fun, I do want to return to some Fatal Bullet PvP days some days, you can go to my Teespring store and grab it now. For the next 5 days, you can also get a huge 20% off by using the code FANSALE20 on checkout. For ex-members and current patrons, remember you got your special codes. Okay, so starting with our news, this has been the exact same news for the past 2 weeks. I have been giving you guys a 2-week warning to pre-order your Progressive Volume 8, to get that day 1 delivery at your doorstep. But we've got another 2-week warning because it has been delayed by another week yet again. Now, it is quite surprising when there are significant logistics issues that persist. Publishers like Yampress would just go with a big delay of, 3 or 4 weeks entirely, rather than go with a single week and see how it's going the week after. But it must be quite the entertaining time for them, I guess. Well, fun in quotes, of course, if they have to constantly face these issues back to back with another single week delay facing Progressive 8. So now we're looking at a June 7 release for Progressive Volume 8, the second half of Floor 7, Rhapsody of Crimson Heat. And, well, as mentioned at the beginning, this is your 2-week warning yet again. If you want that day 1 delivery at your door, you should go ahead and pre-order now. Both Amazon and Book Deposer links are going to be in the description, and you will have a better chance at a day 1 delivery if you get it from Book Depository based on my personal experience. Next up, we have 2 birthdays, one for our Lisbeth, which was May 18, and one for our brave Konno Yuuki, May 23rd. For her birthday, Lisbeth has received a beautiful illustration yet again by Nekobyo Neko, the Sword Online Girls Ops mangaka, who always draws these very cute illustrations for characters that appeared in the Girls Ops manga series. Their art style is the cutest thing ever, and it is always gorgeous to see it come back again for a birthday or some other occasion. As for Konno Yuuki, not sure if the date is a coincidence or not, but since May 23rd, the first chapter of Sword Online Kiss and Fly manga adaptation of the Sister's Prayer side story, that is a mouthful to go through, it is now available on Comic Walker and Nico Nico Sega as a standalone product. So if you're interested and can read Japanese until we fan translate it, so stay tuned for that, you can go ahead and grab them there without having to grab the entire Dengeki Daioh magazine. But as mentioned at the beginning, it's quite a light news week, so we're just jumping straight into the mobile games. Nothing specifically on Sword Online Variant Showdown. The closed beta applications have been concluded and we're gonna be receiving the results quite soon, so stay tuned. Just keep checking your inbox and spam email to see whether you have been accepted into the beta or not. Nothing on Alicization Lycoris, of course. At this point it is not particularly surprising. Maybe I'll start digging up to see if anything is happening, but I don't have much hopes to get a personal response on that front from anyone. So again, we're just waiting to see whether something comes up. Spring is almost over. Who knows? The real news is from Integral Factor, of course. We have covered it last week, but today or tomorrow, depending on the time zone you are living in, you are getting Floor 87 implementation into the game. So currently we're in the maintenance period, if I'm not mistaken. By the time this video goes up, it may even be over. But hey, just keep checking in with the game if you're interested in that Floor 87 story and enjoy the new floor. Aside from that, throughout the week, of course, we had Lisbeth and Yuuki birthday celebrations with additional gems and birthday banners, so they should be still persisting by the time this video comes up, but you may want to be quick. What's not gonna persist, which is exactly why I want to pull these videos back to Monday starting next week, this was totally due to my own time constraints. Tuesday is another thing for these videos actually, unlike the past couple weeks. This week's guaranteed skill order was the one-handed swords. It's about to change, of course, as I mentioned. Kinda late on that. But good news, what's not gonna change is Integral Series and Nox Integral Series weapon crafting materials getting a drop rate buff. So if you have never went for those high tier weapons, this is your chance to go. Go ahead and grab your new weapons unless you are lazy like me, who has not changed a single thing for the past year in the game. As for Unleash Blading side of things, after quite the content drought period we had last week, which was indeed concerning, we have some stuff, nothing amazing, but hey, something is something. We had the third 2.5 year anniversary unit who has been revealed as Lisbeth, so you can now go for that pull. Scout rate up banner is there as well. I think it's the final day. You both are discounted for 2 multi-pulls. So I suggest you prioritize on that scout rate up at the moment and go for the regular banner afterwards. But aside from that, of course, the unit this goes in perfectly mixing into is the new layer ranking event that's coming with the first original story for the Moon Cradle sequel. It is titled The Epilogue of the Moon Cradle Story, which is quite accurate, I would say. I mean, Moon Cradle technically had a little bit of an epilogue, but wasn't exactly an epilogue. It was more of a finishing summary, but I guess that's what an epilogue is. Anyways, what's happening in this one is it's completely original content that is continuing after the events of the Moon Cradle Volume 20's ending. So first step into that original territory, nothing amazing for now. We'll see where it goes. Again, I have said this time and time again, I don't think what they'll do will fit in with the canon vision of Reki that he explained in the afterword of Volume 20, which is like the Black Emperor storyline. It is plural, by the way, it's not singular, unlike what the game thinks. This narrative should continue and tie it into 200 years into the future where United Ring stuff is happening. So painting Kriega as that one singular enemy that is probably gonna be defeated in a week or two in game time. I'm interested to see what they do with it. But yeah, last but not least, we have our translation corner, which is no longer weekly due to personal responsibilities of the team being completely out of whack at this point. But earlier this week, we have published Scherzo of Deep Night manga adaptation, chapter 13, which is the first chapter in the final volume of the manga adaptation. We have finally started the boss battle, trying to figure out the mechanics with Argo, Kirito, Asuna, Neza, and all the other people involved. It's a fun read, we hope you enjoy. Link is gonna be in the description down below. As always, I hope you enjoyed this short little This Week in SAO. We're gonna see each other next week. Thank you very much to our patrons, and hopefully I'll get this monetization thing sorted starting next week when I'll be able to reapply on May 28th, and God knows how it's gonna proceed from there. I'll see you next week with other videos. Until then, stay cool and thank you for your support.